Hey man, you wanna watch this show called Paradise?
You know that show's a documentary, right?
What you talking about, Willis?
They've been building bunkers all over the world for the last few decades in preparation for a catastrophic event.
I mean, if you think about it, that's kind of a good idea. We need to save humanity if something catastrophic were to happen.
You and I are peasants. We're not getting in there. That's only for the rich. In fact, it is your money that built those bunkers for them.
Wait a minute. They get to poison our food, destroy our world, then hide out in underground bunkers that were built with our tax dollars while we just suffer here on the surface?
Yeah, not only did they build them at our expense, but they fully equipped and fully supplied them, again, with your money. You know those ridiculous prices that you're paying for everything? Guess where that's going?
No wonder we're $36 trillion in debt.
Well, according to Catherine Austin Fitts, a former Bush administration official, $21 trillion went into building the infrastructure for those bunkers.
Wait a second. Do you remember before 9/11 when Donald Rumsfeld said they couldn't keep track of trillions of dollars, then everyone mysteriously forgot about it because 9/11 happened?
Yeah, and let's not forget all the gold that went missing from the Twin Towers and the Pentagon.
Now it's all making sense.
You know, it kind of makes you wonder if that's where all those women and children that go missing in national parks went.
Whoa, you know what? You might be right. What if they're using them as slaves to repopulate the earth for when something catastrophic does happen?
I guess we'll have to find out. Either way, hiding in underground bunkers won't save them.
I just got a headline all across American news. A former Bush official came out and said the U.S. secretly built $21 trillion underground city for the rich and powerful. When shit hit the fan, nukes start flying, we supposed to be into apocalypse. They're like, wait a second, I know we started this, but we gotta be safe. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, we're the cause of human extinction, but why would we go extinct? Before you try to say, no, our government wouldn't do this, we don't even have the capabilities. Yeah, that is Cheyenne Mountain Complex. We have an entire underground city/base in that mountain already, and that's 1000% confirmed. You think this the only one they built? Yeah, I don't. Our government has been moving very Mephistophelian lately. Now, this lady didn't have no clear-cut evidence, not like she brought pictures of this shit happening, but she did work in the Housing and Urban Development Program under George Bush. And she was like, I was looking at the tax dollars in between 1998 and 2015, they was wildin', son. Another economist is like, yeah, the amount of unauthorized spending, $21 trillion fucking dollars, has been covered across these programs is unbelievable. They've been using all this money for fucking public transport to be transported underground. And I'm not gonna lie, son, that sounds a lot more believable than just believing all my tax dollars have not been able to fill one pothole that I've been going over for the past 5 years. Now, if you tell me that this money was being spent to build underground cities, I'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. How do I get in? It's for the wealthy, but it's like, y'all not gonna need no haters down there, some comedy to keep y'all going. Shit gonna be upsetting. Press a nuke button and then go hide and be like, oh shit, everybody about to die. Well, we gonna be okay. We pay taxes. We like, man, where does this shit go? Shit like this, and they ain't gonna be honest about it. And of course, she could be lying, but at the same time, what's the point of lying about some shit like this? For what? And she was working with Bush. I'm trying to get an invite to the Batcave. That's all I know. I doubt it looked like this. But if you guys have seen things like Silo or things like Paradise, you know, sometimes movies and shows kind of infer what could be happening in the future. This is it. So there's a bunch of cast that clearly went missing that is unaccounted for and nobody can find it. How that happens, who the fuck knows? But to think that there's 170 bases across this fucking country, I didn't get invited to one of them yet? Oh no, I gotta lock in. This may be a conspiracy theory, but it's one that I kind of believe, because I'm just like, wait a second. Some shit don't make no sense. This right here make a lot of sense. And right now, in our world, I have never felt closer to like nuclear bombs about to start being sent off. So if we could, you know, expedite this fucking invite or figure out, is this true? I'd love to know. I just got a headline
Seems like all the conspiracy theories we thought was real is real. So now the Bush official was saying that the United States built a $21 trillion underground city. You heard what I just said? An underground city, a $21 trillion underground city. And this underground city is not made for you. And it's equipped with everything, transportation, living arrangements, and they don't have no plans for you to be down there. So this city is basically a if shit goes wrong city. If shit goes wrong here, they're getting the hell out of here and they going there. The rich, the elite, the politicians, etc. Oh, and you think I'm lying? Look at this shit.
This is crazy. A former Bush official claims that the United States spent $21 trillion building a secret underground city. Her name is Catherine Austin Fitts, and she formerly served as Bush's Assistant Secretary of Housing, and urban development. He says that the United States government built this in secret in case of a near-extinction event for the rich and powerful. She claims that this isn't just some underground tunnel, but that this is a massive underground city across the United States with over 170 bases. She even says some are under the ocean and that they are all connected with transportation. She started researching this in 2020 and says that on her website, missingmoney.com. You can go and look at the actual government financials and make a decision whether or not this is true for yourself. Now, there have been theories about this for decades. So are we finally getting the proof? As always, let me know what you think about all of this. If you are interested, please bookmark this page and I will keep you updated so that you receive the first news.
So they have at least 170 underground bases throughout the United States, and we know nothing about them. What are they hiding? They have to be hiding something. Last thing, look at this shit.
But that,
Hit 'em out.
I always thought that was like preparation for nuclear war. Like,
Listen.
I didn't really think about it that
Some of
much.
it is, yeah. It's preparation for catastrophe.
Oh yeah,
So, but you think that there are facilities like that in other places outside DC?
Oh, yeah.
hell yeah. I know we heard the same thing, right? Okay then. Seems like all.
Shalom, shalom, first and foremost.
Shalom, call halal YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH, that's giving our praise to the Most High. In the name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit, double honors to our teachers, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us the truth and sincerity, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. Shalom to 144,000. Real quick, this is a lamb back off the video this brother did, Raising the Elect 144. All right, it says former government officials claim the U.S. has underground cities intended for ultra wealthy to survive. All right, and he did this video 13 hours ago. Okay, but it made me immediately think about this video right here that I did 13 days ago. Okay, it says the government has underground cities to escape an extinction level event, but you weren't invited. That's what the title was. And as you see right here, this individual, this is a scene in a movie. You can go watch this video. I put a lot of clips in there. But this individual right here in the movie was a military general who was explaining it to the main character of this movie, or this show. It's called Paradise. Go watch that show too. It shows very, informative. And fair use. But in this show, he was explaining. He said they created a underground city for he says an extinction level event. All right, and as you've seen the guys in the in the previous videos tell you, this is what they're doing with your tax dollars. Now let's go over here, because what really made me want to go into this real quick on my lunch break is I seen this article right here pop up. Okay, this article just popped up on my feed, and then I went on YouTube, and that brother's video just popped up. So that was the spirit, the Lord telling me to go into this again, and Lord, when this edifying to the hopeful elect. Now in that show Paradise, they were in, I believe, this Cheyenne Mountain complex. All right, they were in the Cheyenne Mountain complex, but they showed you how in that show Paradise. I gotta watch the show Silo too, see what that's about. But in that show Paradise, they showed you how like pandemonium happened when the people in the White House realized that the president and the individuals that was with him was going to that bunker in the case of an extinction level event. They started going crazy. They started trying to kill the president. They tried to take the plane. Certain people was mad because they wanted to go too and they couldn't go. They was telling him to at least take my children. They were saying how long they've known him. And in that show, the so-called president was well liked. He was well liked, but ultimately he led them people to their destruction. Okay, and that's no different than this guy Trump. He was well liked when he first came in, but he's leading people to their destruction. So it says U.S. has a 21 trillion underground network for only the wealthy to hide out in a near extinction level or a near extinction event, officials say. Now, the debt is like 21 trillion, 20 something trillion. The U.S. debt is in the 20 trillions. All right. And this is where all your tax dollars is going. So they used your tax dollars, our tax dollars. Who am I? They used our tax dollars, okay, to build these underground bunkers that you didn't get an invite to. If they don't tell you this man is the wicked the Bible speaks of, Hey, this man is the wicked, okay? It says the U.S. has built a secret underground city costing 21 trillion where the ultra wealthy can hide out during a near extinction level event. A former government official has claimed, right? And she was a government official, so you know, which it came out as a brother said in this video as well. It came out a few years ago how they gave all these government officials satellite phones in case the electricity go out. You know, they show you in these movies too how when in the event where nukes are coming or whatever, the military will go around and they'll grab all the people that they need to grab that's on this particular list to go into these bunkers so they can be saved. And it's people that have like particular jobs, so they can, create, a new society underground. Okay. Or also in case they come back up and everybody's dead, society can continue on. They showed you that in that movie. What was it? With Nicolas Cage. I believe that was year 2012. In the end, they had those arcs on the water, we had everybody in it that was able to, continue society, So it's all spiritual. I'm not going to read all this, all right? But one thing about that show, Paradise, and I went into it when I went into that video, is that in that show, the creator of that bunker, the woman who financed that bunker, she said she wanted to look like Anywhere America. So in that show, they had like a huge light that resembled the sun. And at first, when you in the movie, when the show started, you couldn't tell that they was in a bunker. Okay, you couldn't tell they was in a bunker until they showed you, the light. They zoomed out and showed you the light. I showed you all that in the video that I did on that video, 13 days ago. You can go watch it. But they showed you how it looked like. It literally looked like, it was like you was standing outside in a regular city in America, man. Okay, on a hot sunny day. All right, so this is what they're doing with their technology. All right, showing you Esau is the devil. All right, and he don't care about you. He gonna leave a lot of people here to die. Let's read some of these comments. It says, so let me get this straight. While we, the American people, were busting our backs to pay taxes, raise families, and uphold the Constitution, Ronald Reagan and every administration after him were laying the ground for a 21 trillion underground escape hatch for the elite. The Republicans lied to us. They fed us patriotic slogans and promises of freedom while they funneled trillions of our dollars into secret bunkers, black budgets, and God knows what else, all while telling us there's not enough money for our schools, our roads, our veterans, and our damn hospitals. And they have the gall to call it trickle-down economics. That's trickle-down tyranny. And he goes on. And that's a great point he made right there. It says, look at the bright side. Once they crawl in their holes, we can seal it up and be rid of them. They showed you this also too in that movie, on that show, Fallout. How the elites, they pretty much, orchestrated the bombs dropping so that they can go into those bunkers, and then they was going to plan on coming out later. Okay? But what happened is, the people survived, and then when they came out, they was a target. Anybody who came out of those bunkers, you were a target because they know that they called them cave dwellers. Okay? Which is Esau, spiritual for Esau, all right? Somebody says, so it's only for the rich, but they pay with our tax dollars? Yeah. It says, that is what is called pulling rank during World War II. Only cowards pulled rank to get choice hiding spots. Rank, of course, is the higher-ups, officers, chiefs, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, most people already knew. Let's pray to God and Christ that nothing comes to pass to use this. They know something's coming to pass. That's why they're doing it. Somebody got Revelation 6. So let's grab a precepts. And that was, look at this. Yeah, this guy's a bug out. Okay, he probably believe in the, a whole nother. But he was right on that precept. Nathan Yahuban Yarashal. Okay. People actually dropping damn precepts on this thing. Call YAHAWASHI. Please read the book of Revelation in the Holy Bible. Jesus explains everything. We are living in the end times. The dollar bill will be obsolete. The mark of the beast will be required to buy and sell, known as 666. So people figuring out that they got duped. You know, they're starting to see that everything the prophets have been saying is actually coming out to be true. So let's grab a few precepts. All right, let's get right into it. Let's go to Amos chapter 9. Let's go to verse 2. It says, though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb, uh, though they climb, uh, though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. So Esau, he's digging into these mountains. He's digging into hell. They got underground cities, underground, underwater cities, they said too. It's all connected. I went into that a couple weeks ago as well, how all these things are connected. They have underground tunnels that connect all these cities and stuff. And I believe it was in that same video actually. It says, and though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. You know, the Leviathan, because Esau got underground, cities down in the bottom of the oceans. It says, and though they go into captivity before their enemies, thence will I command the sword, and it shall slay them, and I will set mine eyes upon them for evil and not for good. Let's go up in the NLT. In the NLT it says, verse 2, even if they dig down to the place of the dead, I will reach down and pull them up. Even if they climb up into the heavens, I will bring them down. Even if they hide at the top of Mount Carmel, I will search them out and capture them. Even if they hide at the bottom of the ocean, I will send a sea serpent after them to bite them. You see? So Esau is going to try to hide. Even if their enemies drive them into exile, I will command the sword to kill them there, and I will determine to bring disaster upon them, and not to help them. Right. So the Lord is he got something for Esau, okay, to say the least. The Lord got something for Esau. All right, let's grab this too. It's at Revelation 6. Let's go to Revelation 6. All right. Person quoted it. Let's grab it too. Before we go there, let's go over here though. I'm done with that. Let's go right here. It says, nothing hid. Okay, because it's through the Spirit. I brought this out almost 2 weeks ago. 13 days ago, and it's through the Spirit that woman came out recently and said that. All right, she came out and exposed them. So they're being found out. Scripture says their own tongue shall fall upon them. Says, Lord, I can grab that too. I don't got a lot of time, so it's lucky for talking so fast. But it says, Matthew chapter 10, verse 26, fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. So yeah, the Lord is exposing these devils. Luke 12 and 2, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Luke 8 and 17, for nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. So these things are coming abroad. Okay, let's grab this too, because that was the Edomite woman that told on them. It says, Psalm chapter 64, verse 8. It says, and they shall make their own tongues. They shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Right, so they're being exposed, and it's their own woman. That Edomite woman was exposing them, and she was with the Bush administration. Okay, you know how much of a devil Bush was. All right, but this whole time they've been planning on leaving you people here to die while they go into hiding. Okay, it says, this is Revelation chapter 6, verse 12. It says, and behold, when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became dark, so like it became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken with a mighty wind. Now this is symbolic for what? Those nuclear missiles. Okay, it's going to rain fire upon this place. It says, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain it's like an island were moved out of their places. Here's the point. The kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the captains, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. So that's what they plan on doing, hiding themselves in these dens and in these rocks of these mountains. It says, and said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne. They think they can actually hide from Yahawashi when he makes his second coming. It says, and from the wrath of the Lamb. See, they want to hide from the Lord, from the wrath of the Lamb. You know, this shows you that they can't leave this country. They can't leave this, this planet. That they're stuck here. The Lord entrapped them in this place for their destruction. It says, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Right? In the NOT it says, who is able to survive? You see, so if you don't have your YAHAWASHI on your side, a lot of you people are going to die. Let's go over here though. I got this word for pit. Okay, because these Edomites, they're going to hide. I'm not even going to try to find that right now. I'll just quote it. Basically, these Edomites are going to go into these bunkers, and they're going to be snatched up and delivered into a pit. Okay. You know, the elect are going to come back down and pull them out of them bunkers, and those are going to be the first fruits of slavery. So all the rich men, the generals, the elites, basically, are going to be in those bunkers. Okay, the Lord has created a balance, and this is how you know Esau knows his time is short. Okay, this is Job chapter 14, verse 5. It says, verse 4. It says, who can bring a clean thing out of unclean? Not one. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass it. So Esau knows that there's going to come a day where his rule is going to be over. His bounds is going to be shut up. So he's going to try to run and hide from the judgment of Yahawashi just to get, be the first fruits of slavery. All they're doing is preserving themselves for slavery. Okay, and a few of them that's in them bunkers, it's going to be their tomb. Okay, because if you're in America trying to escape judgment, hey, when them nukes hit, it's going to rain fire, overkill, and them bunkers are going to be busted. You have something called bunker busters, which is a particular nuke or missile that goes into the ground and makes a huge explosion. That pretty much opens the ground up. So you ain't gonna be able to hide from the Lord. All right, let me see. Let's grab this too, because the Lord, He's going to deliver us. See, we're here. We ain't get an invitation to them bunkers, obviously, but the Lord is going to deliver us from this wrath that's coming. It says, Isaiah chapter 31, verse 5, it says, as birds flying, so will the Lord Yahawah of hosts defend Jerusalem, which is a people before it's a place. It says, defending also he will deliver it, and passing over he will preserve it. And a few weeks ago, there's an article that came out, or information that came out, how, the U.S. Air Force Ones, which, the president, be in, it's two of them. And it was showing how they was hovering over two separate bunkers, So they didn't say nothing to you. They didn't say that, something was possibly happening. But apparently there was something that could have happened that would have led him to have to go into a bunker. President Trump had to go into a bunker. And they were over there, hovering over it. But they had two in the air because they don't want you to know, which one he in, pretty much. Okay. One more. Let's go grab one more and close out. I'm going to read some more. This says, turn ye unto him from whom the children of Israel have deeply revolted. You got to come back to Yahawashi. It says, for in that day every man shall cast away his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which your own hands have made unto you for a sin. Right? Because your gold and your riches and your money ain't going to save you in the times we're coming into. Okay, let's grab one more though. That's why I did that video. I believe I did it one of the brothers, man. You can't be too caught up in this place and worry about a job or career. This shit all going to hell. And the only comfort we have in that is that the Yahawashi is going to be with us. He's going to deliver us in these times. Isaiah chapter 26, verse 20, it says, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. So, hey, we're going to go into the chambers, is the chariots, okay? And we're going to hide ourselves in them chariots for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. That's the righteous anger of Yahawashi. Okay, you don't want to get caught up in the Lord's wrath. And the people that have not repented, you unrepentant Israelites, you will be caught up in the Lord's wrath. And you heathens. It says, for behold, the Lord Yahawah cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth. for their iniquity, and it's like the earth also shall disclose her blood and shall no more cover her slain. You see? So these devils, they're gonna try to go into hiding, but the Lord is going to deliver us. You know, we going up. You know, that's why they got a thing called getting beamed up. Okay, the elect will be beamed up into those ships when these missiles come, when this wrath come, which is inevitable. When this thing happens, the elect are going to be delivered. Okay, via those ships, and the rest of you are going to either have to face the music, or you're going to try to hide in a bunker. And if you do survive in that bunker, you're going to be snatched out by the 144,000, rounded up, put into pits to serve to serve slavery. You know, so it's about to get very, very uncomfortable, very, very gruesome out here, man. And these people, they know. Okay, there was another show called American Horror Story, and it's the apocalypse season, where they showed you that how nukes came and stuff, and when them nukes came, the rich, the wealthy, so like they got a notification to go into those planes to flee and go into them bunkers. They went into bunkers, and basically when they went into them bunkers, so lucky for the noise, when they went into them bunkers, they showed you how they had two classes in those bunkers. You had a class of masters and a class of servants, and you had jakes that got saved just to be slaves in those bunkers, just to be workers in those bunkers, man. All right, so it's all spiritual, man. We in this time, okay? This America's not the end all be all, man. This place is about to be destroyed, and this proves that your government know it. Your government know it. Your government knows that impending doom is coming for you people, and they're not gonna tell you about it. All right? They just gonna go into hiding, and while you out here suffering and burning and melting, they're gonna be somewhere ducked off watching you on the cameras get eviscerated. All right? So seek Yahawah, Shem Yahshua, he may be found. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Shalom.